Will our CBDs survive? Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee. Let's have a look at this article from commercialrealestate.com.au, written by Robert Harley, discussing, well, will Australia's CBDs survive without their key ingredient? Now we've seen more and more, the commercial property sector cop it a little bit. And you've had some real estate investment trusts, particularly those that own properties in the suburbs, not doing too badly. But those with inner city apartments, inner city commercial office towers may be struggling a little bit, particularly with a recession coming. Now, I will bring up the Property Council data room just to show you, once I load it up here, just to show you the impact of the recession on commercial property vacancies. Property Council data room, there we go. And we can see just the impact that the recession had on vacancy rates in the last one. Now, I know there's a lot of people saying, and some discussion, and the questions being put forward, will it be worse this time because people can work from home, people can work remotely? Perhaps, I'd say it would be worse. I don't think the complete death of offices is going to manifest anytime soon. I think people will still always want an office, but I think there'll be maybe a growth of more competitive alternatives. We can see here, look at that vacancy rate increase from 5 to over 20%. That's the recession Australia had to have. And right now, we've just seen a slight uptick from, about 7.5 up to 9.2 at the moment. So it's grown as well. I think the biggest question will be, how can WeWork remain special when anyone with a commercial office tower could set up their own version of WeWork? So, without their key ingredient, can Australian CBDs survive? The COVID-19 plight of the CBDs, from eerily quiet billion-dollar office towers to bankrupt small bars, has been recognised by the Morrison government. And we have seen, we looked at a video here in the past, where people were giving away businesses. A fish and chip shop in the Brisbane CBD. People were giving it away for free. Questioned at a Monday briefing for industry on the updated framework for national reopening, a Deputy Secretary of the Department of Home Affairs foreshadowed the development of sector plans for the CBD. Just what will emerge from these plans is not clear. The department declined to say more. But the comments point to the growing recognition that the CBDs need help if they are to quickly regain their pre-COVID-19 position as powerhouses of the Australian economy and cultural life. You cannot have economic recovery without a CBD recovery, said Property Council Chief Executive Ken Morrison. Melbourne, which reopened its CBD retailing on Wednesday, has already had high-powered bringing Melbourne back better advisory board and a $100 million commitment from the Victorian government and the City of Melbourne for a central city reactivation fund. In Sydney, New South Wales Treasurer Dominic Perotti and fellow ministers met Lord Mayor Clover Moore and business leaders at a summit last month to generate ideas, helped by new funding packages and potentially next month's budget to bring the CBDs back to life as a COVID-safe alfresco city. Of course, the key ingredient of a vibrant CBD, the people in office towers, hotels and apartments, is still missing. More of that later. Well, we'll have to see. A big portion of that are people traveling remotely for work. That can decrease. You can do this type of thing. You can do Zoom. I've had many more Zoom meetings, and I'm a computer nerd, guys. I still prefer the one-on-one meetings. But the move to enliven the cities are a good start. There is too much invested in the CBDs, public money in the transport infrastructure and private money in real estate and business to allow the current emptiness to become a self-fulfilling death spiral. Sure, many experts right around the globe are predicting the end of the office and the death of CBD. The reinforcement of working from home, concerns about density in public transport, the collapse of tourism, a seemingly shift to the suburban and regions, and a recession will test the CBD's centripetal pull. I'm confident the CBDs will survive. Yes, some workers will never return to an office. Others will never return to a CBD office. Global tourism will not recover until a vaccine emerges. And many of those inner city apartments will struggle until immigration and international students return. But I think that the economics of agglomeration will reassert itself. In the meantime, the new initiatives could make the CBD a better place to live. The Committee for Sydney puts it simply: we should do everything possible in the short run to make the CBD an enticing destination so people will choose to be there rather than going out of a sense of obligation. Before the pandemic struck, the Melbourne CBD had a weekday population of about 1 million, according to independent economist Terry Rawnsley. A quarter of those people occupied the office towers, another 250,000 worked in retail or food services or in the hospitals. Add to those some 175,000 residents, 80,000 students, and 200,000 visitors from the suburbs or regional Victoria, and another 100,000 visitors from interstate or overseas. Together, they generate around 104 billion last year, or around 24% of Victoria's gross state product, according to the City of Melbourne. The pandemic hit the population numbers and the dollars hard. Not only did office towers empty, but the students and the visitors stopped coming, and a substantial number of apartment residents left as well. On council estimates, 52,000 inner Melbourne workers, about 1 in 10 in the workforce, lost their jobs between March and August. Economic research shows that the pandemic could reduce gross local product by up to 110 billion over the next 5 years compared to pre-pandemic projections, said Lord Mayor Sally Capp. The numbers are different, but the story is much the same in CBDs around the country. In 2018, 140 billion or 7% of the Australian economy was generated in the city of Sydney, which incorporates the CBD and its surrounds. To bring back the money, you have to bring back the people. Significantly, Prime Minister Scott Morrison has encouraged Commonwealth public servants to return to the office if practical. Today's graphics, based on more than 100 responses from Property Council members who specialise in the office sector, show how difficult it is, even in CBDs long untouched by the pandemic, to achieve a full return to work. Significantly, they point to the reasons fear of public transport is on the list, but at the top of the list is government public health restrictions and lockdowns. In Melbourne, the advice is to stay safe at home if you can work from home. In Sydney, the public health COVID-19 restrictions on gathering and movement order made by Minister for Health Brad Hazzard in September was updated as recently as last week. Clause 6 states, the Minister directs that an employer must allow an employee to work at the employee's place of residence if it is reasonably practical to do so. In essence, if you want to work at home, your employer cannot stop you. Darren Steinberg, the chief executive of leading office tower owner Dexus, said the state health advice needs to be amended at this stage of the COVID-19 cycle. Rawnsley estimates half of the CBD office workforce will return full-time and another 30% working flexibly and 20% not returning at all. Certainly all the staff surveys show some preference for working at home. What they don't show is the preference of the management and the preference of customers. So you're going to see 50% either working flexibly or not returning at all. So that's going to put a reduced demand on the floor area that these businesses are going to need. And we'll start to see that, I think, manifest in the next 6 months to a year, to the next couple of years. Plus, we've got a recession as well. So, vacancy rates are going to have to go up. They can't stay where they are. At the moment, the focus is on enlivening the city. Sydney Lord Mayor Moore said the city needs to allow and encourage businesses to operate outdoors, and we need to support our creative and cultural life to activate and draw people back to our city safely. Suggestions include more flexible outdoor dining arrangements, outdoor stages, local artists to perform throughout the city, more flexible public transport, and longer retail trading hours. The Committee for City recommends encouraging people back onto public transport with a requirement to wear masks. CAP's Bringing Melbourne Back Better advisory group includes leading Melburnians such as Lindsay Fox, Lorenzo Grollo, and Elizabeth Proust. Proust calls it an opportunity to rebuild the Melbourne economy. So what do you all think, everyone? Do you think with 30% working flexibly and 20% not even returning to CBDs, the office towers will survive and the flow on to all of the other businesses? I think we're going to see more and more retailers give away their CBD businesses. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, guys. Have a great day. I will see you in the next episode.